welcome to the podcast Connected, Curious, Care. My name is Karina and I'm happy to have you here today when we talk about the topic body language. And if you have been to a communication training in the past, I am sure you heard a lot about body language. It's part of every training, and we look at how we express ourselves through our body, what signals we send. And usually we start thinking about, okay, so what should I do more of to come across open and warm and self-confident, and what should I do less of? And so, for example, we have things like make eye contact or smile, don't cross your arms or have your hands in your pockets, don't pull your ear because you may come across as insecure or you don't know what you want. So the lists are long, and usually the don't do lists are longer. And today I would like to look at these lists and at what body language really is and how we can let go of these lists and find a more intuitive way of expressing ourselves that is consistent with how we feel and who we are. Okay, so for me, just as a shared moment here, when I went to trainings and workshops, I did bring back my lists of, okay, these are the things I can do, these are things I shouldn't do, and there's a certain security in like having these how-to manuals and guides. But then I also found that once I was in a situation, especially if it was a more tense situation, these very cognitive lists were not available all the time. And I found myself at conversations where I would start to focus on the body language or the expression of the other person. I started to analyze it and like, oh my gosh, what does she want to say? How does she really think about that? And what do I do right now with my body? Should I change my posture? Like, where's my head at? And then at one point it was like, oh my god, I totally missed what the person was saying because I was so getting hung up in my head about what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Some body language is cautious, where we can wave or say, yeah, that's great, or no, not so much, but most of it really happens with us not even being aware of it. Like what our face does while I talk to you, my expression or my gestures or my posture, my movements. I am not even that aware of it. And it's driven by my emotions, how I feel about something, how I think about something, what I want out of something, my motivations. And I think what happens often if we go into a communication with these lists is that it disconnects us from what is really going on and from the other person. And I start to pull these mini actions like, okay, I'm starting to smile now to be more open, but at the same time I'm still very nervous or I'm still very tense, and I'm communicating something that's not consistent, and the other person, you bet, picks up on it, and it's like almost creating more confusion than doing any good. And the other what I want to say is about these mini actions that we pull out and we suddenly do or don't do, is that it sometimes keeps us from being ourselves. And I do believe that it's not always bad to cross your arms or to lean against the wall. Like I do believe I can lean against the wall and still be very attentive and give you the feeling that I'm relaxed and I bring all the time there is to our conversations, and I'm not gonna run out in a minute, but I'm here right now and I focus on you. And so to just then see what communication is as like this full package where it makes a difference how we talk, like our tone, if I'm snappy or if I'm warm, and what words I use or what sounds I make while I am in a conversation. And I don't want you to make more lists of like, okay, so what's the tone and what's my words, but to look at the lists as a helpful information that you can be aware of and you register, but then let it go. And when you are in a conversation, really just focus on a few things, which is be present, take a few breaths when you go into a conversation, and be there with the other person, connected to yourself and to the other person, and see if you can come from a place that is open and that is curious, and you try to find out what's going on, and you don't come with blame or with lecturing or with analyzing everything, and then see what's really important for you in that moment. Like, if you do want to connect, or if you do want to get some information, then keep that driving force in the back of your mind, and that will guide you. And I truly believe that if we go openly in a conversation in which we are present and try to make a connection, our body language will follow and our tone will follow. And try that out. Like, next time you go into a chat with someone, don't focus so much immediately, okay, what am I doing with my body, but focus more on, like, am I present with what, from where do I come from? Do I bring a certain openness and flexibility, and what do I want to achieve? And then see if that makes a shift in your body language. And have fun with it, and let me know how it goes. I look forward to next week, and be well. Bye.